SiriusXM, top of the morning, Swaggy Sie is here. I got a very, very special guest, man. I'm glad that you are here, Trey, because I know that there's so much going on surrounding you. Of course, the album is out, and it's a pleasure to have you, Trey Songz, bright and early.
I'm in here, Swaggy. What's up, baby? You got me up early. It's all good.
I got you up early. I know that you're working. But how are you feeling? You know, I saw that video that you had posted with this was COVID-19 and all of that, man. But I just want to check in and see how you're feeling first and foremost.
It's a blessing that I'm even able to chop it up with you, man, because I feel pretty good in consideration of what the virus actually can do. You know what I mean? Like me having been a healthy man, I work out a lot and able to easily contract this, not even knowing really where I got it from, but the fact that it's so easy to catch and it could take lives. So I wanted to take that seriously and just make sure I sat down, quarantine. I've been in the house for a little over a week now, going a little stir crazy, a little cabin fever, but I'm chilling.
Right. I see you taking it a little more serious than most, all right?
And by most, we mean the president.
I mean, come on. You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
Yeah, I said it.
Listen, let's talk about what you have popping right now, because obviously Friday was a very big day for you. This new release, the album is out right now, Back Home. Oh, my goodness, man. First of all, I spent so much time just listening to all 22 tracks. Like, I was like, okay, Trigger's here.
Back home.
Back home. And that's what I wanted to ask you. What's the significance of Back Home? I feel like there's a lot of emphasis on that throughout the album.
No, for sure. Being back home meant so many things to me. First, musically, I was feeling like I'm back to my original sound, the original sound that people fell in love with. You know what I mean? Staying cemented in R&B. And making sure that we have. Hey, Kev, what you doing, man?
Yeah, big homie Kevin Lyles just tapped in. What's up, Kev?
Kev just pop up in the joint, man. Now you gotta say something, fam. Now you gotta say something, fam.
Oh, I can't just pop in and listen.
No, because we could hear you.
But now that you're here, you gotta say something.
Well, listen, I love you. I miss you. Continue to be blessed and stay safe. And I appreciate you guys taking care of my young man.
My
of course.
boy.
Big homie Kev, one day we'll smoke some cigars together.
Oh, I got that, baby. I got that.
Kev on the check-in, man. This is he's like a father to me. So this is the way he checks in to make sure I'm all right. He called my phone when we first started talking. I didn't pick up, so he he hops in the Zoom to make sure I'm good. But back home, it just means just that. Like, I'm back home as far as musically, the sound of what it is, the music I'm making, and furthermore, I haven't put an album out in about 3 years. So I think me saying I'm back home means that I'm just back here musically present as well.
Right, and I don't know if this was a conscious decision that you made, but I noticed there was only like 3-4 features on this project. Was that something that you intended to do? Like, people getting in tune with Trey Songz again?
Most definitely. I feel like I can't say I'm back home and then have a feature on every other song. You know what I mean? I can't say that I feel back home musically and then it's a collaborative album. I feel like each feature, and shout out to everybody that's featured. Summer Walker, who I feel is like one of the lead voices in female R&B, especially for young Black women right now. I feel like my boy Davido is leading like the international conversation in music and his diversity. Ty Dolla $ign, I've been a fan of his since Beach House. We've been making music since Beach House.
Love Ty, yeah.
He's a genius. You know what I mean? And then we got Sway Lee, who I feel like, oh my God, like he's a hip hop head, but that he's a music guy. And everybody accentuated the song that they're on perfectly. And it was more about making sure that the features fit the album versus saying, oh, we need this guy for streams, we need this guy for this type of hit record, that wasn't on my mind at all. I think nowadays we as a people, we're not as much worried about the body of work as we used to be. It's more about the single. What I like to say is it's like a fast food serving. You know what I mean?
It's everything goes in the microwave and then it pops out.
Right. It's like, man, I'm hungry. You gonna eat, and man, I'm hungry again. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
I'm trying to stick to your ribs. I'm trying to make sure you get some of this soul food. You know what I mean? And you feel well fed. And I feel like the music is translating that, and that's all I could ever ask for.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to get the people started right and early here on the Heat. I want them to really know what is going on, but I want to start them off with something that they're familiar with, something that that could get them singing. I want to get into let's get into some old school Trey real quick. I don't even want to say old school. I say throwback because I'm a huge Trey Songz fan, so I could go through the albums and I could go deep cuts. Okay, I'll be fair. I'll be fair. Let's go Cake. I think that's fair grounds for everybody.
Hey, Swaggy, Cake just went. That's crazy. Pick that Cake just went gold yesterday.
Wow. See, I'm right on the money. Congratulations.
I got the email yesterday. Come on, man. Swaggy, we linked.
We linked in. So let's do it. Everybody sing along, man. Trey Songz, Swaggy Sie here on the Heat. SiriusXM, top of the morning. Swaggy Sie is here. It is that heat wave bright and early. I have a very special guest, a vet, man. Trey Songz is in the building. Oh, my goodness. I should say logged on. We're logged on Zoom, man.
I'm in the building. No, I'm not. But I'm in a building, and you in one too. So we're going to go with that.
We at where we at, man. But we do know that album Back Home is out right now. Listen, I wish I could just play the whole joint for the people. They don't realize, man. All 22 tracks. I have a lot of favorites on here, especially that intro. Like, come on. As soon as I hit play, I was like, whoa.
Okay.
I was like, whoa, okay. But we really warmed the people up with, some classic Trey and, of course, some soon-to-be classic Trey, which we're getting ready to get into. But longevity, man, that is something that you flexed throughout the years in this game. What are the skills? What are the tips that you have that you think allows you to process this longevity for this long?
The thing that's been most important, and what I realized in other people that have had longevity, is it's easy to do something for a long time when you're true to it, when you're not trying to do something that's not true to who you are. Young artists walk up to me, make me feel old all the time, tell me they grew up to my music. And I'm looking at them like, hey, you look my same age, dude. But and they like, bro, how you stay in the game so long? I said, man, first of all, you gotta stay humble. No matter how much success you attain, you gotta realize that you just a man or a woman, or you're a human being. Like, it can be taken from you way faster than it was given to you. Secondly, stay true to yourself. If you can look in the mirror and say that you believe in everything you're doing, that you're not reaching to be somebody you're not, it's gonna be easy to continue to be yourself. Once you go chasing someone else's success, or you start competing with people, you've lost your bearings, because you can't control what no one else does. You can only control what you do. If you ever pay attention to a horse in a race, and I'll use this analogy forever, they got blinders on, man. They can't see the other horse.
Right.
They essentially in a race with themselves. So if you're trying to better yourself versus trying to be better than someone else, you're gonna be all right.
See, listen, I hope people are paying attention right now, because Trey Songz is, you dropping some heat on us. You dropped some heat on us, no pun intended. And one of the things that I also want to touch on is through the longevity that you've had in the industry, man. The industry goes on these weird phases, in and out of what's hot, what's not, what's bubbling, kind of. And I feel like R&B is getting back to what it used to be, where people are singing again. And it wasn't like that recently. And it was like, and I'm an R&B lover, so I'm like, yo, like, where's the R&B, son? Like, what's going on here?
The crazy thing about it, is that everybody loves R&B. You look at your favorite rappers, and they singing on their songs. Like, you look at 21 Savage on his stories, and he's singing everything from Tony Braxton to whatever you want to hear, man. Like, people love R&B because it gives you that emotion. I think the fact that hip hop is so dominant right now, it's kind of taking the air out of the room. And there used to be a time when hip hop and R&B kind of coexisted. And right now it's very much a lot of one big sound. It's a lot of a lot of melodies, a lot of the same style trap beat. I feel like we've gotten away from the diversity, which is Black music. You know what I
Because
mean?
hip hop just became so melodic, I feel like.
Exactly. Hip hop is more melodic than it's ever been. And that was R&B's lane. But there's still room for everybody to do what they're doing. And the appreciation just has to be there for, I saw a post and it was 4 albums. It was Big Sean, it was NBA Youngboy, it was Travis Scott, and it was another album. And all these albums had came out within 2.5, 3 weeks. And it was like, which one of these you still rocking with? And my mouth
like,
dropped.
yo, it's been a couple weeks.
I'm like, you still rocking with? These people just dropped. You know what I mean? So that's the culture we in, where the intake of something is so fast, you take it in, you spit it out, and you on to the next. We don't live with nothing anymore. So I'm hoping people have the chance to actually live with this album and understand that, bodies of work are very important, because, music is the soundtrack to our lives. You know what I mean? And if you're jumping all over the place, then you're not getting your musical fix truly. So I want to make sure that my fans get that fix, and they hear everything, every emotion they need from my album before they go on and get their next meal.
That's exactly what I feel like you achieved in this album, Back Home. And matter of fact, I want to get into the title joint, man, with Summer Walker. I know you are a big fan of Summer. Like, you couldn't even find this woman early on when you were trying to sign her, like, and then now you guys have a track together. Like,
she's amazing.
That's amazing.
She's amazing. I love her for her courageousness, her bravery to stay herself, her bravery to fight for her artistry, no matter what it is that she's going through. She makes sure she put it in that music. And it's hard for somebody that just enjoy making music and then you go give yourself to the world. So shout out to her for putting her emotions on wax. I think she's one of the leaders of the new era, especially speaking for Black women as far as music is concerned. And yeah, I had to have her on this record because she rode them.
She bodied it. She bodied it. Listen, come on, everybody. We got to sing right here on The Heat. Trey Songz is here. It's Swaggy Sie. You know this joint, Back Home. Trey, Summer Walker. SiriusXM, good morning, good morning. Yes, it is bright and early, but I do have a special guest. Trey Songz is here, and he is well, right, Trey? You good?
Yeah. I'm doing all right.
Despite the circumstances, man. Despite the circumstances, but I feel like this album came at a perfect time. Back Home is out right now. For those who don't know, the latest Trey Songz album, 22 tracks, which is just an amazing body of work. You really got to dive into it. But like I said, I feel like it was a perfect time. Like the vibes were needed. R&B is coming back on the forefront. People are beginning to sing again, not just rappers singing, like singers singing.
We need love right now, man. Just it's so much going on, and I think it's so much of our culture is based on tearing each other apart. Somebody be going through something very serious, and online the first thing we as a culture do is like find a way to make it funny and make a joke until we realize that, oh, this is serious, and then we retract in our words. I feel like it just needs to be more love in our people, and appreciation for one another. And I think that was always in the music, and the radio has, as you got, people making decisions and they can on demand their own music. And there was a time when if this album came out, everybody was listening to it. Confessions came out, everybody was listening to it.
That's all you had to listen to.
You feel what I'm saying? It's that one album. You know what I mean? And I could think of a million other albums that are like that you would just everybody was listening to one thing at one time. And now with so many, I'm not saying it's overconsumption because people have the choice to make what they want, but I'm saying that the love in the music and in this album is what I feel like. Even me I don't really listen to my own albums like that, but I'm a fan of this album in the way it makes me feel.
Right.
I'm a fan of where it puts me at in my heart.
And I think that we, like you say, you know, we need love, and these are the times that we need to hear certain songs. And I remember waking up one morning a few months ago, and waking up to your latest track, you know, the single that had dropped how many times, right? And it almost brought me to tears, because it was like, it was that moment where I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much I needed this.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments where obviously we're in the midst of chaos. There's a pandemic on our hands. You know, we are in the middle of it. There's a race war. You know, rest in peace to George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. So much going on surrounding that. And then we get this beautiful song from Trey. And like I said, I almost wanted to cry. I brought tears to my eyes, and I was like, wow, I didn't know I needed this. What made you feel like you needed to get that out?
Just us as Black and brown people, man, we suppress a lot, not even knowing. You know what I mean? We go through everyday life dealing with systemic oppression. We deal with you know, people looking at us crazy when we walk in certain stores. You sit in first class, like, what you doing up here? You know what I mean? It's subtleties. It's not always nigga, nigga, nigga. You know what I mean? So when you see the world pause and you see the world, everybody stop and everybody's stuck in their homes. And the minute the world opens, the first thing that's plastered all over the television, all over the news, is a Black man's life being taken by a white police officer. You realize once again that this pandemic ain't the first one, and it ain't the worst one. Racism is, and it's been allowed to thrive. And we as a people are expected to tuck our feelings away and keep moving. And anytime you mention, oh, you still talking about slavery? Yeah, we still talking about slavery. That's the why the world is the way it is. Generational wealth is the reason that the white race is so far ahead of every other race, is
Right.
because of what happened. And we want to move on to voting. And let me get this across right quick, people. I was one of them people that didn't think voting was essential. I was one of them people that said, man, we in the hood. Like, it don't matter. It ain't gonna never change around here. But the truth of the matter is, people died for us to vote. People put their lives on the line. Like, and it's easy for you to say, nah, I'm gonna just chill because what's gonna happen. I'm just one person out of however many. Yeah, you one person, and your one voice count, because your mother's might have died for this. Your
And that's
grandfather's father might have died for this decision, or been beaten, or been raped, or had the dog sicked on them, or had the hose on them. You know what I mean? And when we speak about how many times, artists that came before, years and years before, they had to sing these songs because it was their everyday life. It wasn't a choice. It wasn't, oh, Trey, why you feel like you had to make that song? It wasn't, oh, Marvin, why you feel like what's going on? Because
right.
what the hell is going on?
It's crazy that you mentioned that record, because I'm listening to this record, like, from Marvin, what's going on now, and I'm like, wow, it still
It
resonates
still
word for word.
resonates word for word. Teddy Pendergrass, wake up everybody. No more sleeping in bed. You know what I mean? RESPECT, Aretha Franklin, like all these records that these people were singing because they had to. I'm sure they wanted to only sing about love and emotion and the happy feelings, but they had a responsibility to the culture, and I feel no different. Especially now that I have a son that's going to be looking for answers, and he's going to be perceived as a threat by the world, one day, as a Black man. So
Right.
I got a responsibility to him, and a responsibility to myself, and a responsibility to my people.
Yeah, I think you're stepping right up to the plate. I want the people to get into this and understand what exactly we are talking about with this record right here, man. So let's do it. It is How Many More Times here on The Heat, Swaggy Sie and Trey Songz. SiriusXM, yes, I've had a very special guest today, man. You hear him?
I had to pull that joint out for you, Swaggy, because you say
Yeah,
you're
I
official.
need one of those. I need one of those for
I
real.
know, because you're official. You're official. You wanted to play some B-sides, so I knew I had to hit you with a
Oh,
yuck.
come on. I got a few of those. Like, I got
Uh-huh.
a few of those in my
Come on.
We're gonna
I'm
have
gonna
to,
hit you
I'm
with
gonna
a
have to get a button.
come on.
Boom. There we go. I'm getting all the Trey Songz ad-libs right before he gets out of here, man. Listen, Trey, I appreciate you so much. Back Home is out right now, people, if you are not in tune. What's up next for you? Obviously, I feel like you might be hitting that big screen again soon. Like, what's the vibes?
Man, truth be told, we got a whole lot of offers throughout this pandemic season as far as acting was concerned. I want to make sure I solidified this album to be exactly what I wanted to be before I put my focus and interest in any other place of my professionalism. Because acting is really something that I really, when I'm acting, I'm not trying to do no music. I'm learning as a new student. You know what I mean? I have so much respect for the people that do that day in and day out. And as a professional and a celebrity in another area, you get opportunities that people have been acting their whole lives may not get. So when
Right.
those opportunities come, I want to be able to give my devoted attention to it. But hopefully you will see me on the big screen soon. But outside of that, man, Back Home is available right now. Y'all live in that and thrive on that. Black Lives Matter is my focus. I will be using my voice for that forevermore. That's a part of my existence. And just motivating my people to be them, the best version of themselves they could be too. I need you to listen to me right now. When you wake up every day, know that you're enough. No matter what they saying about you, no matter who hating on you, no matter who faking on you, you are enough. You go do what it is you meant to be doing. God got
Yes, he got us right here on the Heat. Trey, you're a vet in this game, man, and I know that you've had many encounters with fans, and I just wanted to get a pretty good story before you leave, man. What's one of the wildest fan encounters you've ever had? I know that there's a plethora. Okay.
you. Man, one time I came out my hotel room to go get some ice, and there was somebody hiding behind the door. And they jumped on me. And I was scared for my life, man. I'm talking about this, the one that just come to my mind right now. Like it's so many of them. So many fan
Right.
stories I have told, so many I haven't told, but all they wanted was a picture. And we took the picture. There was no security around or nothing. I don't know how they got up there. They probably went through a service elevator. I'm talking about like when you open the door, like if I open the door this way, there's a person right here. So when the
They's
door
behind
closed,
your door.
the person come and jump on me. That was crazy. It come with the
It's a
territory.
few of them. It's a few of
It
them.
come with the
I'm gonna get them
territory.
off the record. Yo, Trey, it has been a pleasure here, man. Of course, the album is out right now. It's available everywhere back home. Make sure you get in tune, all right? Thank you so much for, I know I had to wake you up bright and early for this,
It's
but
all
thank you for
love.
coming through.
It's all love. Thanks, C. You be
All
good.
right, anytime. You too.